Pod Apostle. Help us build the kingdom. Like, share, and subscribe.
Recently, I have mentioned several times, and I'm going to mention it again today, the idea of the Old Testament types, the Old Testament characters, the Old Testament events being fulfilled and elevated in Jesus. And Jesus mentions a couple of them explicitly today. Jonah and the preaching of Jonah, Jesus is greater than Jonah. And Solomon and the wisdom of Solomon, Jesus is greater than Solomon. So that's just right on the surface. And oh, by the way, we're going to go back to the Exodus story again. And all of the events of the Exodus story, from the slavery in Egypt is the slavery to sin, the oppression of Pharaoh. Pharaoh is I hate to put this on Pharaoh, but Pharaoh is a type of Satan. He's a type of evil one who is enslaving. And so Pharaoh is going to not give up, but now we're trapped at the Red Sea, and what's going to happen? What are we going to do? We're going to go into the Red Sea, which is a type of, what do you think? A type of baptism. And they're going to come up on the other side. So all of that, again, I think you've all become familiar with that. I hope you have, these types. And as I was listening to actually as I read it this morning, I was taken to the Easter Vigil. This is read at the Easter Vigil. This is there's 9 readings at the Easter Vigil, if you do all of them. And this is one of them. And then we sing this beautiful responsorial. It's the same responsorial psalm that's sung at the Easter Vigil as we just recited. And we're sitting in the dark when we're doing that. And we're in the Old Testament waiting for the coming of Christ. And so the old is giving way to the new in Christ, and the journey through the Red Sea is replaced by baptism. And, the life of Jesus. Teacher, we wish to see a sign. We want you to do a miracle for us. Some scribes and Pharisees said to Jesus, Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you. And what is Jesus' response? It's kind of, I don't know if it's harsh. It's spoken to them individually. It's spoken to their hardness of heart. Because it wouldn't matter how many signs he did, there wouldn't be enough. Because at this point in the gospel, he's already done many miracles. Many, 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 many miracles. And it's just not enough. And so he says, I'm going to give you a sign. Just as Jonah was in the belly of the whale, so I'm going to be buried in the earth. And I'm going to rise from the earth. Will that be enough of a sign for you? And he basically says it's not going to be enough of a sign for them. They're still not going to believe. Now, my brothers and sisters, the life of Jesus, whether you've ever experienced a miracle or not, I don't know. But the life and the teachings of Jesus, the cross, the gift of faith given, it's enough. God is not leaving any of us without enough. What the church calls sufficient grace. There is sufficient grace. And so today, as we, in our own struggles with faith, as our own journey of, the ebb and flow of our kind of sentimental experience with God, and maybe there are those times when we say, we need a sign. I don't know. The sign is Jesus himself. His life, his ministry, his words, his teaching. The resurrected Christ on this altar. So I say to you, just as Jonah was in the belly of the whale for 3 days, the Son of Man was in the earth, and he is risen. And that is our faith, and we cling to our faith today.